G'day, my name is Dale Tanner and I'm the vocalist in Ocean Grove, and we are a Melbourne-based band that is hitting the road the end of this month to play Unify Off The Record in Adelaide, Wollongong and Hobart. Hope to see you there.
Beautiful, mate. Thanks for joining us today.
No worries.
As you say, Ocean Grove are part of the massive Unify Off the Record run of shows, which features a host of Australian bands, including Thy Art Is Murder, Northlane, Thornhill, Make Them Suffer, Alpha Wolf, Redhook, and more. So must be a big honour to be part of something like that.
It really is. Yeah, I think this iteration of Unify I'm really excited about because we've been lucky enough to play 4 Unify festivals as we know it, traditionally down in Darwin Lower. And so for this one to be a bit of a curveball to the normal sort of style of Unify, I think it's going to be really special, especially that every show is at a not only, a different city, but each city has a different lineup, different venues. So I think that's where it's very unique compared to years gone by where, it's everyone coming just to the one spot to experience the one festival. I think each show and each Off the Record festival is going to have its own flavor and its kind of own thing that makes it unique to each city. And yeah, as you said, there's a a great list of Australian bands. I know there's a couple of internationals that are coming over for it as well. Fit for an Autopsy, and that there may be one more that I'm missing, but it's a heavily Australian build lineup across the board, and I think to represent heavy music in this format is a great privilege.
Yeah. And when you say that it sort of goes to different places, like Unify Off the Record this time, it's more of a regional out of the way festival. So it takes in Mackay and Adelaide and Wollongong, Hobart and Frankston. How important is it to take Aussie metal to those places that might not otherwise see it?
I think it's vitally important. I mean, having just done our own regional headline run, we saw firsthand just what an impact and how starved these towns, communities, and scenes are especially of heavy music. You can just see it in the faces and the expressions and the conversations that you have each night with the fans that are there, and just how much it means to them to be playing down the road from where they live, where normally they're used to getting on a 2-3 hour train ride just to be able to see a heavy gig on a Thursday or Friday night, So it's really in that regard to have that face-to-face interaction, which I hope will be, present. I know there's definitely a lot of great stuff going on at the Off the Record shows with, artist signing tent, and there's sort of we're part of this support act panel discussion that's happening at a couple of the Off the Record shows. So there's a few things where it's going to enable the sort of artist and fan interaction, which I think is really important because it does carry that tone of a bit more grassroots, a bit more community feel when you hit these regional spots. And Unify is sort of that to begin with. So I think it's kind of taking an ethos and an energy and a spirit that has been built over the last 10 years at the traditional Unify, and it's kind of, diffusing that into other areas of Australia, which I think is really, really cool because there's probably a lot of people out there, places like Mackay and stuff like this that are pretty much the furthest place from Darwin Lower, and I think there's probably people all over across Australia that have wanted to go to a Unify, but it just hasn't been logistically viable. So taking it to the road and hitting these spots and giving people that opportunity is, I think it's priceless. And as I said, you really do see that in the crowd reactions and the one-on-one interactions and just how much people appreciate it. And I think if there's a strong and growing community in these regional spots, it's only a positive thing for when the major city stuff happens, I think, because it is further encouragement for these people to make those efforts and to travel a couple of hours to see these shows when they happen, because there's kind of that incentive or that knowledge that, hey, okay, maybe didn't win this round, but if things keep going well on these sort of regional tours, then we're sort of getting the best of both worlds. And I think in Australia, especially we're in a sort of a unique setup that way, where most tours in, say, Europe or America tend to at least be hitting, only 2 hours, 3 hours apart from one another, and they can do all the spots in between. Whereas in Australia, without calling it a regional tour, you are sort of restricted to the Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane type setup. And I think there's so much more to explore and so many eager fans out there that I think the regional market just needs, more and more input. And I think this is a great start.
Very well put, brother. Very well put.
Hmm.
So One the Tour kicked off last weekend in Mackay with Thornhill, Void Division, Young Lions, Wild Heart, and Arcade Stories. Your campaign kicks off this weekend in Adelaide on May the 26th, then Wollongong the following day. So did bands get a say where they wanted to play, or did you just get told this is where you're going?
No, yeah. So we didn't really get a choice. It worked out well for us. So initially, when it was all pitched, it was under the guise that each band would not play any more than 2 cities of the 5 in total. We're actually playing 3 of them now because Void Division had to pull off their shows, unfortunately, due to Jack, the vocalist's health condition at the moment. So we've been able to actually add that number to 3 in total. But yeah, we didn't really have a say in it. But for us, it's worked out, I guess, particularly in our favor, with places like Adelaide and Hobart, which we weren't actually able to hit on our regional run just gone. We did play Wollongong. So that was probably a situation where we might have said, oh, if we had the choice, we've never been to Mackay, we've never played there, maybe we would have chosen that. But we didn't have a say in it, so it's luck of the draw. And I think we're really stoked with how it's turned out. And I think the lineups for us especially is going to be a very different experience each time. I think Wollongong is we've sort of been slotted in between Make Them Suffer and Thy Art Is Murder, and it's sort of like, okay, a couple of the heaviest bands in Australia. It might actually work out really, really well for us to sort of come in and be that shift in energy and style to then, complement the before and after. And then Adelaide with, Thornhill and Teenage Joans headlining, that's sort of a slightly more, rock leaning type festival. So it's like, it's interesting that you're going to have, these 2 shows back to back. They represent the same thing, but I think they're going to carry quite different energies when it comes to the actual show. So we'll see how we go.
There you go. Who are you looking forward to most to playing with out of your shows?
That's that's a toughie because there are so many bands that we've, especially in the last few years, that we have kind of rubbed shoulders with, whether it was, a band like Relica at Monolith or, Bloom that we've just done our regional tour with. I think we're really excited to play alongside the Thornhill guys. I think we haven't played anywhere near enough shows with them, so that's really good to be playing along them. There's really great. I mean, that Wollongong lineup is fantastic. I think that's got a really great spread of bands, a beautiful monument. I think they're really great and they're going to do good things. That's I mean, and I think another cool part is witnessing the sort of the headline acts getting their own home show sort of big swing. I think Alpha Wolf and Hobart's going to be a really special moment, seeing them sort of headline in Hobart. Thy Art, they're New South Wales based, I'm pretty sure. So for them to headline Wollongong will be really cool. And same for Teenage Joans being from Adelaide. Really interested to see how they how they go as a headliner there, and sort of we'll just see. I think it's a great mixed bag, and I'm just pumped to be a part of it.
And what can fans expect from the Ocean Grove show on these runs?
Oh, well, they can definitely expect high energy and a fun time. That's definitely something that I think in the recent times, being able to play, something like a Good Things Festival is a really good test run for, and even Monolith. They were festival style shows, the ones that we played with Carnival, and that was the first time really getting to play a lot of the new material off Up in the Air Forever at a sort of a festival stage. And I know that these aren't festival stages per se, but as I said, it's kind of carrying that energy, and I think it's been really great having all those opportunities to test run these songs and see sort of how they work, where they work in the set, and knowing that if we want to, we can just sort of create, say for the Wollongong show, we might want to go balls to the wall with all our heavy stuff, metal stuff, and sort of complement what's already going on. Or we might flip it on its head. Who knows? Decide on it. You know, maybe we'll go the opposite way and just have it all fun party festival vibes.
Right out of whack.
And then maybe we'll do the opposite at Adelaide. You know, where it's sort of more rock leaning. Maybe that's where we bust out all the heavy stuff and we sort of
bad idea.
put it on its head there. So I would say, you know, don't expect the unexpected, but know that you're gonna have a good time nonetheless.
Very good. And you mentioned your last album, Up in the Air Forever, which came out in April last year. So have you got any new songs written since then?
Yeah, we're definitely in the studio at the moment. We've got a whole bunch of demos and a couple of there's a couple of tracks right now that we're sitting on that are sort of near finished, which is really exciting. So I'll be venturing down to meet Sammy in the studio this week to lay down some vocals and whatnot. So we've definitely got some new music on the horizon, which is really exciting.
And what direction is that taking? Like, will it be a continuation of what we got in Up in the Air Forever, or are you going to surprise us a bit?
Well, it wouldn't be Ocean Grove if it wasn't a nice big surprise. So I think we're very much ready to you know, sort of, I think, I wouldn't say close. I think what we've created with Flip Phone Fantasy and Up in the Air Forever has definitely set a foundation for, I think, what we hope to do for years to come. But yeah, the new style is going to be something new and refreshing once again. And yeah, it's going to be heavy. It's going to be energetic, and I'm really excited for people to hear it.
Very good. And you also launched a limited edition shoe range called Oddworld 3000 back in March this year. So I know that was a limited edition, bro. So how'd it go? Did you sell out?
There's still, I think there's still about 100 or so pairs left. I'm seeing it sort of every like day or two. There'll be another one sort of trickle online, or we take them to our shows, and there might be the odd punter that picks up a physical pair at the show. So there's still a few going around. So I've had a few people ask me if there are, and so there definitely is. But no, we're wrapped with the response and just how many people got around it when we launched those shoes. There'd been a nice little sort of wave of anticipation for about a year, because we'd been wearing them on stage every show that we played, and obviously being on the album cover as well, it was sort of quite identifiable. And I think there was the odd fan that kind of knew all along, like from all the hints that were dropping, that the shoes will probably become like for public sale at some point, but we'd never really, you know, leaked that news. And then we were over in Europe, and we were sort of doing the final bits and pieces of preparation and just taking the final kind of promo videos and photos for it all. And yeah, it was kind of our call when we wanted to release it. It's kind of funny where it felt like something so momentous, but it wasn't an album or a music release. So there wasn't like a label or anyone saying, oh, hey, you know, it's got this deadline, like this is when we're releasing it because we have all these plans or whatever. It was basically just a very high scale drop of a, you know, what would normally be a t-shirt online, except it felt a lot more exciting and like a proper, you know, like a mini release of an album in a way, which was really fun. And when we're in Europe, we were sort of like, let's just pull the trigger as soon as we get back. And it's been really cool seeing other, you know, we've got it in the hands of a few artists, you know, Rob from Don Broco, Kaito from Pale Dusk, have both been sort of witnessed sort of wearing them on stage and repping them, and even a few other local bands have sort of picked them up and been wearing them on stage alongside obviously all the fans that have been rocking up on the regional tour. Especially, there probably wasn't a single show where there wasn't at least one pair being worn by somebody. Someone did a shoey out of one at the Wollongong show. That was the first. So it's been a really, really, really fun thing that our fans have gotten around. But we're never to make them again. So these last 100 pairs or so that are left, I'm sure they're going to get snatched up in the next couple of months, and after that, it's all done.
Where can people, if someone wants to get their hands on a pair, where can they grab them?
Oddworld3000.com. So head to that website, oddworld3000.com, and that'll take you there. Yeah. So beautiful. Home delivered anywhere worldwide, anywhere you want. So
fantastic. Well, thanks for your time today, bro. You guys are playing at Adelaide on May the 26th, and then Wollongong May 27th, and Hobart on
June 1st.
The 1st. Too easy. Well, enjoy your run of shows, guys, and take care. We'll chat with you soon.